Welcome to Hollywood Latest Reports. For years, the gospel music community has admired the powerful voice and faith-driven songs of Martha Borg, one of the most respected worship singers associated with Jimmy Swaggart Ministries. Her songs have inspired millions, resonating with those who find strength and redemption in their faith. But recently, a shocking revelation has stirred controversy within the ministry and its worldwide audience. According to Pastor Loren Larson, a longtime associate and preacher within the same circle, there's more to the story behind the removal of one of Martha Borg's most beloved songs than the public was ever told. The news broke unexpectedly during one of Loren Larson's teaching sessions at Family Worship Center. Without mentioning names at first, Loren hinted at the growing tension within the ministry concerning certain worship songs that don't align with the new direction of leadership. The audience listened closely as he built up to his revelation. When he finally referred to Martha Borg's banned song, a piece that many believe carried a deeply spiritual message, it sent shockwaves across the congregation and beyond. A song that touched hearts, then disappeared. Martha Borg's song, which had become a staple in her live performances, mysteriously disappeared from playlists, broadcasts, and official ministry uploads a few months ago. Fans began to notice that the video had been removed from Sun Life Broadcasting Network's YouTube channel, and even from re-airings of older services. There was no official announcement, only quiet edits and a few whispers among devoted followers. At first, most assumed it was a technical or licensing issue. But when Loren Larson took the stage and mentioned creative decisions being made for reasons that go beyond worship, people realized this was something deeper. Loren, known for his calm and measured way of preaching, rarely speaks out about internal matters. But this time, his tone shifted. He said plainly, when worship becomes a tool for image rather than for truth, something sacred is lost. We cannot silence a message just because it makes us uncomfortable. Those words, many believe, were aimed directly at the leadership's decision to pull Martha Borg's song. The hidden tensions behind the scenes. Insiders claim that the issue began months before the song's removal. During the recording of a live worship service, Martha reportedly introduced the song with a powerful testimony, speaking about how God led her through a personal season of doubt, struggle, and renewal. In her message, she spoke passionately about how faith is not found in perfection, but in brokenness. Some interpreted her comments as a subtle criticism of the ministry's increasingly rigid stance on certain moral and doctrinal issues. According to a source close to the production team, those comments didn't sit well with everyone. The higher-ups allegedly felt that her tone sent the wrong message about submission and obedience within ministry roles. Soon after, the song was quietly marked for review and eventually removed. Loren Larson, who has worked with Martha for decades, reportedly disagreed with this move from the start. To him, the song was not rebellion, it was testimony. In his words, every voice that testifies of God's grace should be cherished, not censored. Martha's song did not divide the church. It reminded us that faith is forged through trials, a ministry divided over expression and image. What's happening at the Family Worship Center may reflect a larger struggle happening across many churches, the tension between genuine expression and controlled image. For years, the ministry has been known for its strong leadership and unified message, but some insiders claim it has also become resistant to diversity in expression. Martha Borg's song, according to some staff members, was deemed too personal and not doctrinally polished. But to those who love her music, that was exactly what made it powerful. Her voice carried emotion and authenticity that transcended performance. It was ministry in its truest form. Loren Larson seemed to echo that sentiment in his statement. Without directly naming those who made the decision, he said, "When artists pour their hearts into a song about grace, it's not our place to question whether it fits a formula. God uses imperfection to reach hearts." His comments sparked a flurry of reactions online. Viewers flooded social media platforms, demanding answers from the ministry. Many shared clips of the original performance that had been saved or re-uploaded by fans. Some even began circulating the hashtag #BringBackMartha song, turning the issue into a movement. The public response. The reaction among followers was immediate and emotional. Thousands expressed their disappointment that one of their favorite worship songs was gone. People who had been touched by Martha's music for years began sharing testimonies about how that very song had changed their lives. "I was battling depression, and that song reminded me that God still sees me," one fan wrote on Facebook. "Why would anyone want to take that down?" Others accused the ministry of hypocrisy, pointing out that the message of forgiveness and redemption, central to the song, should align with the ministry's teachings, not contradict them. Even more striking was the outpouring of support for Loren Larson. Many admired his courage to speak up, calling him a man of integrity and the voice of truth within the ministry. Some speculated that Loren's revelation might cause tension between him and other leaders, but others insisted that he simply said what everyone else was thinking. A quiet but firm response from the ministry. In the days following Loren's comments, the ministry issued a carefully worded statement. It avoided addressing the controversy directly but emphasized the importance of unity, spiritual consistency, and doctrinal purity in all aspects of worship. The statement added, "Every song and message broadcasted under this ministry represents not only artistic excellence but theological responsibility." To many, that sounded like confirmation that the decision had indeed been made due to content, not technical reasons. Loren Larson, however, did not back down. In a later teaching, he emphasized that truth should never be filtered to protect reputation. He reminded the congregation that worship was never meant to be commercialized or polished for public appeal. "When we start editing the raw testimonies of people because they sound too real," he said, "we've already begun to lose the purpose of ministry, the message of the banned song." Though the ministry has never publicly identified which song was banned, fans believe it was "Grace Still Amazes Me," one of Martha's most heartfelt performances. The song speaks of falling short, being forgiven, and standing again through God's endless grace. Its lyrics include lines such as, "I've walked through valleys, stumbled in pain, yet His mercy finds me again." For many, those words were more than just lyrics, they were confessions of faith. Ironically, it was that very honesty that may have caused discomfort. Some leaders reportedly felt that the song focused too much on human weakness instead of victorious living. Loren disagreed, saying that acknowledging weakness is what allows believers to understand victory through Christ. That difference in perspective, between polished image and honest expression, seems to lie at the heart of the conflict. Martha Borg's silence speaks volumes. Throughout all of this, Martha Borg has remained largely silent. Those close to her say she has chosen prayer over public defense. She continues to sing during services, though noticeably avoiding the controversial song. Fans say her performances carry a new kind of emotion, quiet strength mixed with sadness. Loren Larson's public defense of her song, however, has made him a hero in the eyes of many worshipers who value transparency in ministry. His willingness to expose the real reason, as he called it, has inspired many believers to reflect on the state of modern worship and the pressures behind the stage lights. In one of his recent sermons, Loren said something that encapsulated the heart of this entire issue. "The truth doesn't need protecting, it needs proclaiming." That simple line resonated far beyond the walls of Family Worship Center. What this means for the future of the ministry. The fallout from this revelation could have long-term implications. Ministries built on media broadcasting must balance authenticity with public presentation, and that's not easy. But when censorship starts to creep into worship, it challenges the very foundation of spiritual freedom. Loren's statements have reportedly sparked internal discussions about creative control and leadership dynamics. Some believe that this moment might push the ministry toward more openness. Others fear it could create deeper division. One longtime member summed it up perfectly in a social media post. "We don't need perfect songs, we need real ones." Martha's music has always been about the heart, not the spotlight. A broader reflection on worship in modern churches. The controversy surrounding Martha Borg's song is not unique. Across the world, churches struggle with how to balance artistry, message, and institutional control. As worship becomes more professionalized, some leaders fear losing authenticity. Loren Larson's comments highlight a broader concern, that worship should never be filtered to fit image, nor silenced because it challenges comfort zones. It raises an essential question. When the message of grace becomes too raw for the pulpit, what does that say about the state of the church? For Loren, the answer is simple. If a song about grace makes us nervous, he said, we've forgotten what grace really means. Final thought. As the dust settles, one thing remains clear. Loren Larson's exposure of the real reason behind the banning of Martha Borg's song has ignited an overdue conversation about honesty in worship. Fans continue to rally for the song's reinstatement, while others pray for unity and understanding among the ministry team. Martha Borg, whether speaking publicly or not, stands as a symbol of grace under pressure. Her music has always reflected the heart of worship, humility, truth, and love. And thanks to Loren Larson's courage, the truth behind her song's disappearance has not been buried in silence. The story reminds believers everywhere that faith is not about perfection or control. It's about truth that sets people free, and sometimes it takes one brave voice, like Loren Larson's, to remind the church of that truth. Weeks after Loren Larson's bold remarks, things inside the ministry reportedly grew tense. According to individuals who work closely with the production team, leadership meetings became noticeably more closed off, and creative discussions involving the music department were reduced to a select few voices. What used to be an open environment where musicians, singers, and preachers collaborated freely began to feel controlled and cautious. Some believe that Loren's decision to speak out exposed not only the truth behind the band's song, but also a much deeper issue: the fear of transparency. "It's not just about a song," said one anonymous staff member. "It's about control, about deciding who gets to speak truth and who doesn't." Loren's statement hit a nerve because it challenged that system. Despite this atmosphere, many within the ministry continue to express private support for both Loren and Martha. They represent the heart of what this place used to stand for, another insider shared: real worship, real testimonies, and real people. That's what drew people in before all the media polish. Fans refused to let the song die. Outside the ministry walls, support for Martha Borg has not wavered. Fans continue sharing her older performances across social media platforms. Some have even remixed her vocals into fan-made videos that highlight the song's message of mercy and redemption. The movement has now reached international listeners who never even knew about the controversy, but were drawn in by the sincerity of the story. Petitions and emails from supporters have reportedly reached the ministry office, with thousands pleading for the restoration of the original performance to the official archives. Yet so far, no public response has been made. The silence only fuels speculation that leadership is hoping the uproar will fade with time. But Loren Larson's involvement has made that nearly impossible. His teachings continue to emphasize the value of honesty and vulnerability in worship. He has subtly reminded listeners in several sermons that what's done in the name of truth can never be erased. Each time he makes such a statement, audiences erupt in quiet agreement, understanding exactly what he means, even without naming names. The personal cost of truth. Those close to Loren say that he knew his statements might not sit well with certain individuals, yet he chose conviction over comfort. "He's not someone who speaks without prayer," a colleague explained. "If he felt led to say something, it's because he believed God wanted that truth to come out." As for Martha Borg, her silence has become a quiet sermon in itself. She continues to attend services, sing when invited, and smile graciously toward her audience. Observers say her performances now carry a new kind of strength, not loud or defensive, but peaceful and steady. It's as though her faith grew deeper through the trial, a legacy bigger than controversy. The situation surrounding Martha's band song may never receive an official explanation, but the impact of Loren's revelation